It's the CalebDMTG
Hey! Hey, sup, Joe Hef, Badagaboosh, Dudatoid. Evening, everybody. Whew. Oh, man. Bant Spirits. It's been a minute. Hey, obviously, Basura, thanks for the sub, thanks for the 2 months there. Your favorite format? Awesome. I'm stoked. Modern's also one of my favorites. Yeah, I haven't touched Bant Spirits in a while. Obviously, Skyclave Apparition has been crushing it in all formats. And, yeah. Yeah, I used to play the old, O-Ring Critter. The Detention Duder, the 1-3. I used to play him in that slot. It was pretty good. Apparition seems so much better, though, right? If you can give it hexproof. Sucks that it doesn't have flying. Everything else has flying. That's a spirit here that's attacking and whatnot. But maybe it's okay if your removal doesn't attack. Maybe that's fine. The other addition to this list that's new is the Glasspool Mimics, which I've seen showing up in a couple of other spirits lists. It seems sweet to have like a split card between a land or like a Coco hit. That seems awesome to me. When I first put the deck on the map with an open win, however many years ago, God, that was a long time ago. I was playing 4 Phantasmal Images back then. That was pre-Supreme Phantom. Anyway, being able to clone Drogskull Captain is pretty nice, because then, you know, they can't target any of your stuff for the rest of the game. Anyway, brief little overview. I've decided that the YouTube content is probably better if I like say a few words about each deck before I dive in. I could even cut it up. Instead of having like one long stream VOD, I could cut it up by deck if I really wanted it to. By league, I don't know what people would prefer. But I could run it, right? I could experiment and like see which people watch more. It would also be easier to advertise on Twitter and stuff. Be like, hey, check out this sweet league with Bant Spirits, as opposed to here's the entire VOD from yesterday. Just an idea. Do I get pedicures? I do not get pedicures. I have never played Penny Dreadful. We are starting with spirits. Hey, Dudatoid, thanks for the $4.20. You're very welcome. You're very welcome for doing that stream thing. That thing I do. Yeah. Oh, ooh. With this hand, we could get 3 basics. Wouldn't be the worst. One issue with just getting basics is the opponent might be playing a path deck and there are only 3 basics in the deck. A lot of times I'll grab a breeding pool early on and then fetch basics after that. What colors are Bant again? Bant creatures are Rakdos intolerant. So they are white, blue, and green. Phantasmal Image, of course, would be able to like, clone the Maw's Wanderer right here. Unlike Glasspool Mimic.
Oh shit, what up?
Well, I guess I would have gotten blown out. It'll just be interesting to see how often we end up playing the Glasspool Mimic as a land. And how much is just like a strictly worst image. Hey, Zach, yes, thanks for the sub, thanks for the 18 months. Appreciate it. It's going well, Supper Guy. Sorry about your job hours. I hope there's stuff about the job you do like. So I think the opponent's playing Through the Breach. Blue-red Through the Breach. I think that's what they're about. Is the opponent on Blue-red Boil? I don't think so. But they might be playing Reflecting Pool and stuff to play around the opponent's boils. Boil sees a lot of play these days. Except Bans with Legends. I thought about stacking the trigger there and then pathing. And then maybe casting Drog Skull and Mimic on the same turn. Yeah, for sure, Scarab God. Yeah, so I actually am going to path here, which will fizzle the Cryptic. They'll get their draw 2 back. But yeah, we'll fizzle the Cryptic. And then we'll also have 6 mana here, so we can play Drogskull Captain and Glasspool Mimic in the same turn. Note that we're at 15, so if they do just reach in an Emrakul, we lose. Yeah, it sounds rough. Call me Sanctuary. Hey, Jace the Power Bottom, thanks to the sub, thanks to 17 months. I wanted the more interesting decks at the top of my Twitter post. Was my reasoning there, but then when I'm playing decks, I want to start off with the decks that I know a little bit better. Usually my roughest spots for gameplay are like right at the start of my stream and right at the end of my stream. At the start of my stream, I'm just waking up, just getting my caffeine, you know? And then at the end of my stream, my brain's usually all fogified. Man, should I be sideboarding Veils? Been waiting to see some Modern for a while. Hell yeah. So this Moz Wanderer makes me feel a lot better about the idea that they might be on Through the Breach. Because Through the Breach is a 5-mana card. That is not an easy card to resolve through a 3/3 Moz Wanderer. Do I not have Veils already? I don't have any in this deck. I don't know. I don't know if they should be in here or not. We have 13 power on board, so if we hit a Spirit to pump the Moz Wanderer, we could rep lethal. Solid chance they have Cryptics and such. Oh, that's a really good one. Just taking it. I'm just gonna let them go to 1. And then we'll be able to respond to whatever they're doing with Coco. Yeah, sure. Like, I think they need to, like, Cryptic tap me or whatever. If I play the Coco and they just, like, counter it there, then I don't really... It's not like I would get in lethal, right? Whereas if they go for Cryptic, then we can use the Coco to help fight over it. Maybe hitting Spell Queller, maybe just growing the Mausoleum Wanderer, that sort of thing. Yeah, I don't think that's going to do much. Because we have this Wanderer on the board and they're only at 1. He's up Tron.
Oh shit, what up?
Odin Wonaz, thanks for the sub, thanks for the 36 months, the 3 years there. You're very welcome for the 3 great years. Thanks for hanging out. I'm glad you're still enjoying the old stream. This is my first time testing it, Call Me Sanctuary. Solid there. I think I should maybe be on 20 lands with the Quad Mimic instead of 21. Yeah, so there's a reason that we only play a couple of paths, right? It's just not great in that sort of matchup. And got these here Skyclaves. Bringing some Force of Negations. I'm not sure what else actually. We have a few extra. We bring in a Rip. I saw an interesting sideboard card. It's actually in the White Weenie deck that we're gonna play later, the Wheel of Sun and Moon. I was like, because they had 2 Rest in Peace and 2 Wheel of Sun and Moon, and I was thinking, what matchup could you possibly want Wheel of Sun and Moon over Rest in Peace if you're just like trying to host graveyards or whatever? And then I realized the Wheel of Sun and Moon wasn't to enchant the opponent necessarily. Like, you could bring it in against Dredge, and I'm sure it'd be good there, but it's to enchant yourself against mill. So when they're trying to mill you, it just goes on the bottom of your library instead. Seems sweet. Anyway, I think I'm gonna play 1 Rip just to turn off Snapcasters, I guess. Ashiok, almost kind of a playable. Maybe I should just be playing Skyclave just because it's a spirit. Play like 1. I was thinking Mind Sensor might be okay too. Kinda didn't look like they had very many fetches, right? I'll play 1 Skyclave. Blue Moon, I do not think they're on Blue Moon. Blue Moon usually play a lot of basics. They play a lot of basic islands, so that Blood Moon doesn't screw them over. I think they're on Blue-Red Through the Breach. Because that's the deck that usually plays the Blue Omen. And I think they're playing just like an assload of duels, so they don't get boiled out. Ooh. Well, I was going to turn 1 Moz Wanderer, but this is just better, isn't it? With some hands, I'll still turn 1 the Moz Wanderer, so I can go turn to... if I've got like a second Wanderer and a Noble, or two Nobles, I'll play the Wanderer on turn 1, and then run out both other 1-drops on turn 2, and get to attack with like a large Wanderer on turn 2 that way. Almost certainly not Storm if they're playing Omen, right? Because that card doesn't play well with Past in Flames. Not sure if I want to hold up Coco here or just like cast Glasspool Mimic. I actually think I kind of like this. I was thinking we get more damage if they try and kill one of our creatures by attacking first. But if we knew that it would resolve, then it would be better to play it pre-combat for the extra trigger, of course. I think having multiple Moz Wanderers in play is going to be really good. Got me. And then if we draw another 2-drop, I'll probably just like play 2 2-drops. And if I don't, I'll probably just hold up Coco, hit them for 4. Yeah, I think we boarded out all of our answers, so I think we actually have to sack some Wanderers here. Kind of silly on my part. Should I just go now? They fired off that Madcap into a board of answers. Makes me think they might just have another Madcap here. So maybe Coco for Spell Queller is like my best chance. Beautiful. Note that if you get the Glasspool Mimic, the only thing that it would be able to copy would be the Selfless Spirit. A clone coming into play off of Collected Company can't copy something that's also coming into play off Collected Company because they come to play at the same time. Little counterintuitive. Oh, they're countering the triggered ability from Spell Queller. Interesting. Alright. Yeah, so they're gonna get their 8/8, and I boarded out my paths like a big old dum-dum, even though I know that they have this alternate sideboard plan. I still made that swap for some reason, and now get to lose to it. Very specific card. Yeah, very specific card. Oh well. So now their life total can't change, and they've got an 8/8. We could play the Who deck's first game. I'll give it a few turns, but game's pretty over. Note that we do have a Skyclave Apparition in the deck right now, and if that was the 1/3, we would actually have a live draw. We'd have an out. Oh boy. Yeah, Deputy, yeah. If we still had Deputy instead of Skyclave, we'd be drawing live. I actually kind of want to make them kill me. I mean, we hadn't scooped, so for all their knowledge, we're just like waiting to draw Path to Exile or something. So they're thinking, well, they might as well clock me, remove some of my pressure. Who knows? This might be one of my last lands that I played for a bit here. I don't know if there's a chance that they have soft counters in or whatever. Usually they play 4 Madcaps and then 2 of the Platinums. Pretty decent. Wonder if the Moz Wander is even good now. If I did a Spell Queller, I wouldn't have minded getting Spell Queller under Bolt. That's why I Coco'd there. We also knew that they didn't have a counterspell here, so it was a good time to resolve a Coco. The Snapcaster by itself was racing my single Noble Hierarch now. Pog, it's a Caleb. It is indeed a Caleb. Sure. Mausoleum Wanderer would have made them take another turn. The noted dog standard list. Yeah, if you I might not have that link handy. Hey, here it is. If you go on Cardboard, on my Cardboard Live, you can go back. I think it's like the 5th deck down or something.
Oh shit, what up?
Hey, Corn Chips, thanks to the sub. Thanks for 38 months. Fair enough. Maybe Spell Queller's a better block there. Yeah, because then we could flash in the Drog Skull. Whereas this way they know the Drog Skull's there. Yeah, I should have blocked up the Spell Queller. Better chance of them serving in. When no attacks, their life total can't change. Oh, you're trolling me. I see. I see. Well, that's very fun. It's very fun to be trolled. It's not nice. Not nice, chat. We don't joke. We don't joke here. It's not that kind of stream. No jokes! Alright, so we need to leave some number of fucking path in or whatever. I'll play like the 1 Pride Mage and 1 Path to Exile. Those will be my answers. I can cut that stupid rest in peace. And Pride Mage we can even hit off Coco, right? I think 2. They only have 2 8/8s, right? Why would we need more than 2 answers? How art I? Oh, I art super well. Fuck. The manicure is kind of bad, but I'm not gonna send back 2 Coco.
Oh shit, what up?
I'm gonna send back my 2 Coco draw against the counterspell deck. Hey, take 2 from Migrum. Thanks to the sub. Thanks to 19 months. Appreciate it. Got that temple. Maybe I'm supposed to selfless there. I have 2 of them, so they're like maybe the more expendable card. Oh, hell yeah. Look at this. Oh my god. I was gonna miss a land drop and then I didn't. How good is that? That's so good. With double Coco in hand. Yeah, so far we've played it as a clone and we've played it as a land. Value. So selfless. Do I resolve Coco while the resolving is good? Is the next question. I don't think so. I don't think Force of Negation is that big of a deal. I also don't think that they're likely to have them post-board. We don't have that many targets. I just like being able to react to what they're doing. No, there's the question of, do we cast the Coco on our turn or theirs? Call me Sanctuary. And someone was saying that we should wait until their turn because of Force. Oh shit, they did have it. Fair enough. Well, at least we didn't get Company Cryptic or whatever. Pride Mage over the new Exile Spirit. I mean, we have the new Exile Spirit in our 75. They don't hit the 8-drop. if we think the opponent's on that. They were last game, so it's a big reason that it might be worse. Kinda seems like they're gonna try and kill me with Snapcasters and bolts. We'll see. Playing the Pride Mate pre-serving might have been fine. Might have been a fine way to get some removal out of them. One more land drop. If we could play 2 Cocos in one turn, could be brutal. This Noble Hierarch is it's got a promo border. You see how it has the modo symbol there for the set symbol. So this is a promo. They did it with like sort of Feast and Famine and stuff too. I really like it. Hey, the Emporium, thanks for the sub, thanks for the 3 months. Appreciate it. Yeah, I hope we don't just die to a flurry of bolts. Is the only issue with playing this as patiently as we have been. I might even just play Coco now. You should have tapped Noble for that. Remember that this Glasspool cannot copy this Drogskull Captain if I put it into play here. So it's going to be Drogskull plus Rattle Chains. Still pretty decent. Drogskull makes the Spell Queller a lot better. I'm kind of feeling like I should have played the Pride Mage out a while ago. We'll see. Fristiskin, believe it or not, I am very aware of the DMCA situation. And that's why I'm only playing music I have permission to play. Thanks for your concern, though. I just wonder if the Snapcaster's bait or not. They have 4 other cards. Oh my god. This is the second time I've had Spell Queller Tails ended. It's bizarre. It's a bizarre feeling. Why it's snapping at the target? Because I don't want to give them an extra 2-1.
shit, what up?
Hey, Alex Climation, thanks for the sub, thanks for the 34 months. Appreciate it. On the other hand, maybe waiting will be the win here. Oh man, imagine if they had another Tails End up. Yes! Did Zindy give me anything new for spirits? Yeah. A few different cards. We're playing some Skyclave Apparitions, which were not very good in that last match. That's why we boarded them out. And Glasspool Mimic is the other card we're trying out. So far we've played Glasspool Mimic as a land and as a clone so far, so I've been happy with it. You think Mimic's better than Phantasmal Image in this deck? I mean, sometimes Phantasmal Image costing 2 lets you like play Drogsoul Captain and image it on the same turn, real nice. So I'm not 100% on it, but it's been good so far. You've gone back and forth on whether you prefer blue-white or Bant. Yeah, Bant fits my playstyle a little bit better. I also, like, know what it's trying to do in the various matchups better, so, like, I usually just fall back on Bant as opposed to blue-white. That said, blue-white's certainly solid, too. With Ether Vial, you're more likely to be able to connect Glasspool Mimic with Drogsoul Captain. Although the more recent Vial lists I've seen have not been playing Glasspool, just the Bant lists, because they care about having the Coco hits. This is an interesting spot, because I want to play Skyclave on the Dryad, and then I also want to Glasspool my Drogskull. So maybe I just play the Coco and just hope to hit cards that are already in my hand. Maybe that's dumb, maybe that's bad. Moz Wanderer could keep them from pacting if they had to pact. I'm just gonna do this. Copying my planes is interesting. Isn't it better to just copy flagstones if you're doing that? You can land out of your deck. Well, that sucked. Not a card I was expecting there. Very punished for the sorcery speed Coco. Yeah, I didn't know they played sweepers. Lesson learned. You don't think they typically do? Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen it in any list. Got me good. So this is the second time in 2 matches that Skyclave not being able to hit something that costs more than 4 has come up. Just saying. Just saying. So far, Skyclave's been a lot worse, right? Possible I should be saying the Mausoleum. Yeah, I should have said Mausoleum Wonder there. Make them take an extra turn. They didn't even have to use the castle mana though, right? They might have just been able to pay for 1 anyway. Should play a 3rd path. Could play Forced Negation. Has some hits. They win with Field of the Dead. Field of the Dead or Valakut. Usually they play one of each. Because we saw Dryad earlier, we know they have Valakut in their deck. The Flagstones mean that they're playing the 1 mana 1/2, where you like sack a land to go get a land. That's the combo there. They play the 1 mana 1/2 and then they sack Flagstones, and that ramps them while they're tutoring. Kind of sweet. Elvish Reclaimer, that's the one. Yeah, we had a nice aggressive draw there. The ramp decks are usually like kind of rough.
Oh shit, what up?
Kind of rough for spirits. We actually preferred it when they were trying to cast Scape Shift, because then you could have another Spell Queller target. Hey, Wildernack, thanks to the sub, thanks to the 7 months. It's been a blast. That's awesome to hear. That's great. But yeah, sometimes you can beat them if you just apply enough pressure, and that's what I thought might happen that last game. And then we just died. Just died to that giant sweeper. Good way to go, though. Use that giant fucking foot animation from Arena. One of my favorites. I think my favorite is the claw animation from Tez. That obnoxious fucking claw. Have you ever seen that one, the 6 mana Tez? Well, we'll try this again. If we hit the 4th land there, it's way better, because we get to hold up Rattle Chains plus Selfless Spirit, and not worry about actual factual Day of Judgment if they play that card. Or then we are able to Coco. Oh shit! I should be playing their deck. I literally own this art. It's literally on my wall right now. I might take this moment to show it off on stream. I don't show it off on stream very often, but it's one of my most prized of possessions. Please, please humor me here. Yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah. Yes. Anyway. Looks beautiful in person.
Oh shit, what up?
Oh shit, what up? Hey, Lump Lump 72, thanks for the sub. Why'd I pick that card? I really like the art. Like the art a lot. It looks sweet in person, too. I think I'm just casting Selfless Spirit here.
Oh shit, what up?
Hey, thanks, Dork Sorb. The card on the back of the frame? There's no card on the back of the frame. There's only, a signed printout. It's like a certificate of authenticity. It does look like a card. It's just like a print of Springbloom Druid that Randy signed. Yeah, it's a little bit of a controversial choice to frame the art with the card. My other pieces don't have that. But this piece was large enough that I didn't think it would detract from it. And I also had a an artist proof painted by Randy Galagos that I wanted to get in the frame. I wanted to show it off next to the... next to the original piece. I think I'm going to path this Prime. It's so awkward to path them when they have a Field of the Dead in play, but, I mean, Prime's going to get a lot more lands, right? Land here would have been awesome, because if we Coco and find another clone, then we just have lethal. But attacking them down to 3 seems pretty good, too. Path with the trigger in the stack. Yeah, I was just waiting to see what they got, but I suppose if we do that. Does that let them get 2 fields? Or did they already have a plains and a forest in play? They probably only play the 1 field anyway. Probably is just better to path it with the trigger on the stack. The Spirits build with Eidolon of the Great Rebel. I have seen Spirits builds like that. I've played a little bit, like Jeskai Spirits. Yeah, that deads me. Oh well. Yeah, I guess I was supposed to chill on path to hit a Dryad here. And then, like, just let them generate... Like, if they attack with Primetime on this turn, we take, like, what, another 6? Who cares? And then they generate a pile of zombies, but then they're dead on the crackback. I think I did it... Oh, I did the path because I thought I wanted... If I hit a land, I'd be firing off Coco. That was my reasoning. If I hit a land, I'm tapping out for Coco anyway. To try and hit a clone, to try and win a full turn sooner. Oh well. Interesting match, yeah. Have I seen good spirit builds like that? Oh, with Eidolon? I messed around with Jeskai for a little bit. Jeskai Vile spirits. And it was okay, with like Lightning Helix and stuff. It certainly felt like it had some good matchups. It also felt like a worse deck than... A worse overall deck than regular spirits. So I don't know. This hand does not excite me. But I don't think it's a mull. Is casting Wanderer better so you can pump it with Rattle Chains? No, I wanted to be able to flash in both. We weren't going to be countering anything relevant, I didn't think. Oh boy, more Titan decks. Immediately. Yeah, I didn't think we were countering anything of relevance, so it was more about having 2 creatures to flash in for blockers. Maybe they invest a card, getting Noble Hierarch out of the way. And then the mana from Noble lets you play a body and it replaces itself, screws up their math. I don't know. Not having the turn 1 Moz Wanderer hurt this draw a lot. Because if it had turn 1 Moz Wanderer, then we could have turn 2 Supremed, and then we'd be playing the Drog Skull Captain this turn. I'm getting some solid damage in. The buses were supposed to come back and pick them up, Rugged. But apparently... they like ran into traffic or whatever, and they just like couldn't actually reach them. I don't think it was an issue of payment. I could be wrong. Do I bring in Pride Mage? I haven't been. Maybe I should. If they're getting Valakut here, they do have the Dryad, right? It is a fitting image, him like getting on Air Force One and leaving. And all the people that showed up to watch him get pneumonia as they have to walk 3 miles in his wake. Hope everyone's alright. I know a lot of people got hospitalized from that incident. So I just hope folks are okay. Weird time to be going to a political rally. But also, that's like... doesn't mean they deserve to fucking die, right? Yeah, that gets us. Just another 6/6. I wonder if Apparition stays in. We cut them in the last matchup. I kind of like it. I like it better than Pride Mage, because you're able to hit Vial with it, and also the Dryad, like people were talking, like people were saying. Is 3 Apparitions too much? Do I want 2 instead of 3? Do you like this? The Spite embedded with the Mind Sensor Ashiok split? Yeah, I mean Ashiok hits graveyard base stacks. I used to play 2, but I don't know. It's also nice to have a Coco hit, right? With Mind Sensor. I'm not really sure which is better. Is the sideboard singleton so you can get a feel for how each card works? No. I mean, most of the sideboard's not singleton, right? We have 3 Force Negations, 2 Ariok Champions, 3 Rest in Peace. There's 1 Stony Silence and 1 Collector Oath. I've played some mixture of those 2 cards. They do similar things, right? Oath's a Coco hit, but it also like dies to all of the stuff that Tron is bringing in to kill your spirits, and you can't really protect it in this deck. So Stony Silence has actually been better for me against Tron, which is why there's a split right now, which maybe just be 2 Stonies. But it is nice to have Coco hits, and that's the reason for the split too. Like I was just saying, like the Mind Sensor is a Coco hit, but the Ashiok isn't. So if you fire off 2 Cocos, you have a pretty good chance of finding a Mind Sensor. But if you're playing 2 Ashioks, then you wouldn't have that chance, is the thought. Anyway. Hand looks decent. Y'all ready to turn 2 Ashiok and still lose this somehow? I'm ready. I'm super ready. It's maybe better to hold up Queller on 2. Some people actively down-tick Ashiok. I don't really like to do that. Because we're not decking the opponent, right? There's a chance you get some, like, key utility land that they would want to tutor for. Like the Haste Granter land that's in their hand. But down-ticking does make the Ashiok easier to kill. Like, the lower it is, the more it dies too. And I think that's more of a concern. Than the chance to hit some tutor target. But I'm not like positive, right? I'm not 100% confident about that. Hell yeah, Tim Stretch. Wow, that was way less good without them searching. I think they search from this, though. Yeah, because they control the, or we control the path to exile.
Oh shit, what up?
Hey, Own Factor, thanks for the sub. Thanks for 44 months. Ashiok, taking it down. Was there ever any thought of putting both Vile and Coco in Bant Spirits? Yes, though not really by me. I think it was Strosky, the top 8 at a GP, with like 3 vials in his Bant Spirits list. And I tested it and I hated it. It does give the deck more things to do on turn 1, which is gas. And obviously if you have a hand with multiple lords, Vial's really nice because you can get multiple into play at the same time. Makes it very hard for the opponent to interact with you. The issue with Vial is the reason that that I play Bant Spirits in the first place instead of blue-white. The issue with Vial is that it exacerbates Flood, right? It doesn't take up a land slot in the deck. It takes up a gas spell, a gas slot in the deck. So it kind of does the opposite of Coco. Like Coco shifts through your deck to find your key spirits to make sure that you see them every game. And Vial helps you deploy real fast, but it's not actually gas in and of itself. Back when I played Geist of St. Traft, I tested out like a single Birds of Paradise. I tested out like 1 or 2 birds and like came to the same conclusion there. That even though it helped me be explosive, it wasn't something that I really wanted. I'm just thinking if I want Force Negation, potentially slow down their nut draw. If they go like turn 1 Vial or what have you. What do you think, chat? Is this card worth playing? Or not turn 1 Vial, but turn 1 Amulet. I almost like it. Right, Beagle. I'm not necessarily saying the 2 cards are in the same slot, but But that is the main difference between Bant Spirits and Blue-White Spirits, right? Blue-White Spirits plays Vile. Bant Spirits plays Coco. That's why I was mentioning Coco. Kinda hate this hand. Now we're down to 4 cards before our first draw of the game. Nice Commander Door. Yeah, I haven't been cutting my beard at all. Might be time to trim it back a little bit though. I just have a backup. That's the worst. We just spent so many resources answering Amulet of Vigor, and they just have a second. One's just like, yeah, okay. I talked to Daryl Ayers a little bit the last time I played in a paper tournament, which was about a year ago from now. And he was playing Primetime. And he said that Primetime opponents tend to overvalue answering the Amulet. Spend too many resources on it. Prioritize it too much. I feel like we would have lost whether we let it resolve or not, though. What's the best thing I've found hidden away in my beard? I don't know if I've ever found anything good hidden away in my beard. I think it's only been unpleasant surprises. If I pat the Dryad, I can get in for 3 damage. It's almost kind of hot. Right now my beard is actually doing a lot for my self-esteem, because I've got this horrific fucking cold sore, because I've been stressed to shit lately. And it's covering up, like, all of it. It's just like half of my face is cold sore right now. But you folks don't know that because of the beard. There's no way for you to know that. Unless I were to, like, mention it, you know. Why would I do that, though? I think Valakut checks on resolution, too. We can wait to path after they get targets. Yeah, so they didn't have a backup amulet. This Primetime would not be serving this turn. I mean, they wouldn't even be casting the Primetime this turn, right? Like, they wouldn't have had the burst of acceleration from those lands coming into play untapped. Have a few more turns. Game gets a lot closer. nothing of outs here. Even like the best Cocos probably aren't getting there for me. Yeah, the primetime decks are probably our worst matchups. Let's see a lot of play. And Fast Ashiok is good against them, but I feel like if you play like a ton of them, that's like overboarding. It seems like a lot of the meta because we just played against it twice. But if you actually like look at the modern metagame, some breakdown or whatever, like the most played deck is like at 8% or something, right? Yeah, Death Shadow at 8%. It says Amulet Titans at like 4%, but you can lump Valakut in with that too. So like 7%. Creatures Toolbox is the is a name for the Mana Dork combo deck with chords and stuff. Vizier, the Vizier combo deck, Devoted Druid. Yeah, the decks that sprouted up after Pod got banned. And they could no longer call it Pod. Of the various ramp decks, Tron are better of the matchups. It used to be super good. The Tron matchup used to be like one of the best matchups for Bant Spirits. Until Walking Ballista came out. And even after it got printed, the Tron decks weren't playing 4 for a little bit. But then when they started playing 4, the matchup got real bad. The reason it used to be solid is because, like, our board isn't very weak to Karn. And the whole deck is built around, like, turn 3 and Karn. And then back then they used to use, they used to lean on O-Stone a lot more heavily as a sweeper against aggro. And then we play Selfless Spirit and Spell Queller and such. So it was a mixture of things. Oh, we can beat that one. Right now what I'm worried about is them playing a Ugin next turn, if they're not doing that here. Urza's Tower into... Ooh. Do we even Path? Do we even Path their Wormcoil? I think I might just want a Drog Skull. It's another 5 damage on board, right? So they gain 6 back, but who cares? And the Drog Skull Captain means that we don't lose to Ulamog if they go like Tron or Urza's Tower. Eldrazi, we don't lose to that anymore. We do lose to Ugin, we do lose to O-Stone. They have 3 cards, we'll see. I guess Blast Zone by itself is pretty solid. Ugly. Yeah. So we get them to 5. The issue is we don't have mana to path the Ballista and the Worm Coil, which is kind of what we need to do, right? We kind of need to path both to kill them next turn, but we only have 1 white mana. Because they can activate the Ballista, right, and then kill Drogskull. Yeah, it's tricky. Kinda don't like any of my plays. Like, they're both pretty bad, right? I'll just pass. See what they do. Yeah. Fuck, I can't do that. The double pump, do they have lethal? No, but they can get me down to, 5, right? Then if I fetch, I'll die. The current uptick gets the Coco out of my hand, which I think is the only reason to not scoop here. Yeah, Forced Negation is gas. Answers a lot of problems. Two path is about the right number. I've tried out Ashiok's and Mind Sensors against Tron before. It does hit some of their cards, but not enough, I don't think. If we were going to bring them in, we'd bring them in on the play. But I don't think I'm going to. I don't think I want them. I think I cut a Mimic. How many O-Stones do they play? I'm gonna look at a Tron list. They play 2. 2 O-Stone, 2 Ugin. Oh, we need to leave some removal in. We need to leave some spot removal, some Skyclave type cards. Because if they have 4 mana Karn, they can go get Bridge. So yeah, let's leave 1 Skyclave in over a path, I guess. Well, this is 41, but oh well. Oh, I could cut a Selfless. Yeah, should've. Hand would be a lot better with a 1-drop, right? Most hands are. Either Noble or Maws Wanderer here. How's Apparition been? Apparition has been awful. It's been worse than that Detention Duder, the D-Sphere critter, in like every matchup I've played tonight, which is the card that it replaced, so. Maybe a split's good, I don't know, maybe it's just bad. If your catch-all removal spell doesn't actually catch-all, then what the fuck good is it, right? Have I played Spirits in Historic? Not really. You see how if we brought in Ashiok or even Mind Sensor, it would really need to be a turn 2 play? Because that's when they play the Scrying, right? That's when the Sylvan Scrying comes down. Maybe Apparition is good, I'm just unlucky. Yeah, maybe. But, I mean, how much of the meta is big mana decks? It's a lot of it, right? We did the math in primetime decks, they're like 7% of the meta right now. Urzatron's another 5%. So that's like 12% of the meta. Your card's just a brick. And it might not just be those 2 decks. Or those 3 decks. Where it's much, much worse, right? Might be other spots. Anytime that you would want to hit like multiples of the same name, for example, it's gonna be a lot worse. As much as I'd like to hold up Queller, I think we just gotta play the Drog Skull, right? Or is that wrong? Yarp. Getting super punished for running out Drog Skull, I guess.
Oh shit, what up?
Although if Karn gets Bridge, it doesn't actually stop me from attacking this turn. It's kind of relevant. Oh shit, what up? Hey Malakorian, thanks for the sub, thanks for 44 months. Well, Queller hits Karn, Queller hits O-Stone. Yeah, both those cards are what we'd be looking to hit. Someone said they didn't know what we'd be trying to hit with Spell Queller if we left it up, but our opponent just played 3, right? That's an interesting point, Moxie. Spell Queller already hits things that cost 4 or less, so adding more to that. Interesting. They're not quite doing the same thing, but you're right that Queller's already good at against those cards. A lot of what Skyclave would be hitting. It's an interesting point. Ugin's really hard to beat. Ugin you almost need to have a counter for, and we do not have one of our counters handy. The other way that you can beat a Nugan is with like Coco after. Right on time, huh? Right on time. When did they target the Selfless Spirit? Force me to crack now, and then they can O-Stone on my turn. Yeah, they've got something where it just doesn't matter. I think they're in a pretty good spot regardless. Even if we get to clear the Yugen, who still is like really up on cards. The Mazemind Tome has been pretty sweet for them. Card looks good in that deck. One of the nice things about Coco is when you're super behind like this, you still have hope. It's one of the nice things and one of the downsides. Like if we were playing a deck that didn't have Coco, we could be like, okay, we're far enough behind. Even though we're clearing the Yugen, we can just pack this. But because we have Coco in our deck, the card can just do everything. Kind of prevents you from scooping in these sort of situations. Well, it's not a Coco. It's not a land either. Nice Psycho. Second Nugan? Okay. Well, there's no way we're beating the second Nugan. They got us. They got us real good. Yeah, like I was saying, they used to be like one of our best matchups. You saw how Ballista came down to just like flip that first game around and put us from like a position where we were racing their board to all of a sudden not. That like, I don't know, swapped the matchup by almost 10% by itself. And then they used to only play one Ugin, and so then you didn't see it most games, and now they're playing two Ugins, they're playing fewer O-Stones. So yeah, that all matters. I'm gonna play this last matchup. I do enjoy this deck, and I haven't played it in a while. I do like the Glasspool Mimics. We've had some rough matchups, but I'm getting a feel for like the pros and cons of Skyclave Apparition, which is also a new card. Learning some stuff. Hey, Mini Corey, thanks for the sub. Thanks for the 26 months there. Modern stream, hell yeah, hell yeah. We got a real spicy one for next round. I'm playing some Boros LD, some Boros Control. Skyclave is also a spirit, so it's replacing the Detention Sphere Duder. So far, it's been worse, but as we pointed out, maybe it's just the matchups that I got. Still, if it's worse than if it's like super worse in like 10% of your matchups, then it has to be like pretty good. It has to be like noticeably better than the other 90%. Spirits play black again anytime soon. The last time I played black in Spirits was back when they printed that crop of spirits and I was trying it out with Lingering Souls. It was a very long time ago. I couldn't really get Grixis spirits to work. The thing about Lingering Souls is, like, if it's good, it's really good and it's going to win the game on its own. You usually don't need to make it better. Exactly, Venex Storm. All that kind of stuff. Jund was always kind of a hand-dependent matchup. Let's just run out all these nobles. And then next turn we can play the Phantom and protect it with Rattle Chains, maybe. So the Liliana that upticks to give something -2, -1 was always better than this Liliana against us. This one's still good. Still a great card. It's good when there's a bunch of Shadow and Scourge and Prowess around. Yeah, that all makes sense. I mean, Death Shadow is 8% of the metagame. So that's less than the big mana decks. But it's still good. And then there's like a bit of Prowess. It would certainly be better in this matchup, right? Being able to exile Tarmogoyf with the Apparition. Then if they kill it, they only get a 2/2 back. Whereas we hit it with a D-Sphere creature. I think they know about the Rattle Chains, which means that this is probably not actually going to protect it, but that's what we're holding it for, so. Oh shit, that just resolved, huh? Didn't they see the Rattle Chains with the Inquisition? Awesome. I do need an answer to this Goyf. Whoa, no attacks? No attacks with the Goyf there? Well, that's an answer. Goyf definitely should have served. I guess I could have flashed this in. But it really doesn't matter. Because I'm just going to be doing that anyway. Oh wow, what if we don't clear the Liliana? What if we just serve at their face for 5 and hit them down to 9? What if we do that? I'm gonna do that. And now Dark Confidant revealing, like, a Bloodbraid Elf is starting to look like a real, well, a real concern, right? Bloodbraid Elf almost needs to hit a spot removal spell for this Rattle Chains, or they just die. Well, that is a removal spell. Note that they're still taking 3 in the air, which means they need to, like, hit a land off bomb, a land or a 1. Interesting. I thought that Liliana would cash in here. The game's ending in the next few turns, right? So, like, keeping Liliana around doesn't seem like a big deal. Oh, we'd be second to Skyclave regardless, Phoenix Storm. 100%. The Mimic's been good. Been real good. Yeah, so if we had Veil on the sideboard, this is the matchup I'd come in for. I don't hate that idea. I don't hate the idea of playing like a couple. I'm going to bring in the third path. I'm going to consider Auriok Champion. I think I just want the fourth Skyclave. Auriok Champion dodges a lot of removal, but it's really, really bad against like Tarmogoyf, right? That's the issue there. Almost like Mirran Crusader better against Jund. Choosing to attack face was a very satisfying play as a viewer. Yeah. I mean, I've played against Jund a lot, and there's definitely spots where when they play Bob, you're like, alright, face. Bob's on my side. Very rare that you path a Dark Confidant in this deck. It comes up, but it's like, yeah, like I said, very rare. How has Mimic felt compared to Image? We've played it as a land several times over the course of today. There was like one game where if it had cost 2 mana, it would have let us play double Drogskull a turn sooner. But we still got to double Drogskull that game, and we still won because of it. So like it wasn't even the one time that it was worse than Image. It still didn't matter. It still didn't lose us the game or anything. So yeah, the Glasspool Mimic's been very impressive. Sometimes I bring in one Rest in Peace because it can brick multiple Tarmogoyfs. If we have quad Skyclave though, I don't even know if that's a thing that I do. How do y'all feel about Auriok Champion? Feels kind of awful. It does, doesn't it? Can't always even play it on turn 2. Right, an unkillable 1/1, unless they just like Liliana it anyway, too. I guess it blocks Bloodbraid. Opponent wasn't being that aggressive with their Bloodbraids and stuff anyway, though. You can grab Breeding Pool. You'll notice that I get Breeding Pool turn 1 a lot. Then we can fetch out basic planes off Flooded Strand. For turn 2 Queller. Do they play Cruxa? They usually play 1 or 2 Cruxa. So maybe that's another reason to have like the single Rest in Peace. Couldn't figure out what the cut should be. We have a lot of answers to Cruxa though. Right, like we've got the paths and all of the Skyclaves. Yeah, maybe with Skyclave I should be getting Temple Garden turn 1 more often. Has the mana base adjusted much? I cut one of the utility lands, so I went from 22 lands to 21. So it wasn't a huge adjustment, no. But it has dramatically increased my chance of just hitting the land drops. That was weird. I think Queller the Dark Confident, because if they play a Tarmogoyf afterwards, then we really regret it. Huh. I guess I Queller that. The blood hits me down to 10. We really need fourth land, don't we? I don't think we attack with both. I think we just serve with Queller. Yeesh. Should I path it? Should I path our Queller? In case they name human, and then I'll still be able to play Coco. The other line is to like let it resolve and then path the Plague Engineer, of course. Kind of hate it either way. Spot where I have to trade. Take 3, go to 7, hit fetch. Hit shot, go to 5. Maybe a bad trade. Kind of glad I made it. We whiffed on the land. What's my opinion on Vile? I never really liked Vile in the Bant Spirits deck. It was close. Heliod won. It was certainly closer than last game. I liked holding up the Queller though. There's a chance they just walked the Dark Confidant into it, right? There's a pretty high upside into waiting. Then the way it worked out, we had to fire off the Queller. Oh. Did the Bloodbraid Elf hit? We're in a spot where we really need that 4th land. After we played the 2nd Queller, we've always had a more pressing concern for our paths. Well, shit. It's not the best lane to draw, but certainly better than a Phantasmal Image would be here. I guess Phantasmal Image would be a little bit better, huh? Cover the Plague Engineer, kill the Bob. This is the first time it's been, like, game-losingly worse than Image. The Image was always good in this matchup, because you could copy their Tarmogoyfs and stuff, and sometimes just, like, have a big thing. It was also super good against, Eldrazi decks, right? And Imaging Reality Smashers and stuff. Was not great there. Yeah, I don't think I want Auriok Champions. Especially if they're showing me answers, right? Not 100% if I want Rest in Peace or not. Only 3 mimics? We only have 3 mimics here. What do you mean? We boarded 1 out, but what do you want to play over the 4th mimic? Right now I want to test with 4 mimics because it's the new card and I want to draw it more often so I can compare it to other things. There's a chance we end up playing less than 4, but so far 4's been decent. Hope my night's going well. Yeah, it's going pretty well. My win rate isn't amazing tonight, but that's alright. Modern's usually pretty swingy. Modern's usually pretty matchup dependent. So trying out new cards, trying out new decks can be really hit or miss. Right now I'm just deciding if I want a single copy of Rest in Peace or not. I don't think so. I think with all the Skyclaves, I think we're okay. Leading on Misty here so we can go get Temple Garden, and then we can go Sanctum on 2, and then Heath can go get the basic planes. If we want a Skyclave on 3. Well, it's not a plus for Mimic because it was worse than Image would have been there, HJU. Because we could have imaged their 2-2, right? We could have imaged their 2-2 to kill the Dark Confidant and not taken lethal that turn. Maybe giving us another turn to find Coco. If we didn't have a chance to play it as a land, if we never had a chance to play it as a land because we had other things going on, and then had to discard it to Liliana, and that's not really a knock in its favor. The land creature can be played with Collected Company. When you're looking at it with cards like that, look at the front side. The front side's a creature, so it's a Coco hit. Got a few different ideas here. It's really fun to drug Skull Captain in response to stuff. But I think I'm just supposed to... Well, like, if you play the Noble, you get the extra point of damage from Exalted, and then next turn you have Coco mana. The thing is, they played 2 of the Plague Engineer critter last game. And if you played Noble Hierarchy, you're kind of playing into that one. Whereas this way we get to hold up Queller or Drog Skull. We might just draw the 4th land for Coco anyway. Yeah, let's Queller that. Gonna be real sad if they just play another Plague Engineer. But the Selfless Spirit protects the Spell Queller, is why we're playing that instead of playing the Supreme Phantom here. Or holding up Drog Skull Captain. I guess we could have kept the Selfless Spirit up as a flash creature. If they just pass with the instant speed removal though up, they might brick me. Kinda looks like they have Bolt. Oh no, it resolved. Awesome. Weird. Yeah, they should have gone Red and 6 first, ping Selfless Spirit, force me to crack it, and then respond with Abrupt Decay. They got super destroyed by their sequencing there. And then Tarmogoyf couldn't attack because the Noble Hierarch had Indestructible. And we just get to clear the Ren and 6. Jeez. Yeah, this game should be a lot closer, or maybe even inverted. So we could flash in Drog Skull. I kind of want a Coco here. No, let's do the Drog Skull thing. Cool. The old 2-3 record. Beat a couple non-big mana decks. Lose to a pile of big mana decks. The important thing was testing out Glasspool Mimic and Skyclave Apparition, and I think we learned a lot about, like, one, how good Glasspool Mimic is.
Oh shit, what up?
Because there were certainly some games where it did stuff that Image doesn't do. Hey, Chemical, thanks for the sub, thanks for the 56 months. And then we also got a good idea of when Skyclave Apparition is good and when it's not. I think it's split. I think it's split between Skyclaves and the old D-Sphere Duder. Like maybe one of those in the side. Skyclave definitely seemed good against Tarmogoyf. That was nice. It was nice to just have main deck cards that match up well against Goyf, because we don't have a lot of cards. We don't have a lot of main deck cards that match up well against Goyf. I've tried going up on paths before, but you really can't afford to get path flooded with this sort of deck. You need, you know, a board presence. You need your cards to be doing their thing. All right, next up. Next up is this sweet, sweet red-white Nahiri control deck.